What if I told you that one rename can fix 3 bugs? Well, today we will be talking about naming conventions in your code, something that is quite simple to do, but often neglected. We will show an example, a before and after, or the top is the wrong way to do it and the bottom is the right way to do it. All right, here we go. So the function name, you'll see that the top, the wrong way to do it, is a generic function name, whereas the bottom has a very specific intent, such as calculating an order total. Moreover, as we look deeper into what the function might be doing, we'll see at the very top, we're defining some random variable d, and we're looping through some array and summing d based on the array value. Well, at the very bottom, you'll see that we're simply reducing. So we're going to find a sum based on the items that the user has purchased in order to create the subtotal. And as we move further down in the code, we'll see that we're the wrong way to do it. We're checking if the user is an admin or some u variable and adding some random 5 to it. Whereas the bottom way to do it, the better way to do it, is to actually have a standard shipping fee. And then finally, when we return the function variable, we can very clearly see that we've computed a subtotal and a shipping fee and we're summing them. Whereas in the wrong way to do it, we're simply returning d. So I hope that convinces you that if someone is looking at your code, whether it's a team member or someone who is just onboarding, that you're going to save them so much more time. And if you have to collaborate, there's a very good chance that you're eliminating bugs. Now let's talk about some very specific tips when it comes to this naming convention thing. So first, the code should tell a legible story. If you have a very large code base and someone, think of it this way, right? Someone is reading and trying to understand your code because they have to build a feature based on your code. If they read your code like a story without having to dive too much deeper than they actually need, so taking a very rough first pass at your code, they should be able to understand roughly what the code is doing. So they're reading it like a story. If they cannot do that because the variables are not well defined, again, you're introducing slowness and bugs. Also, be specific, not generic. If there's one rule you remember from this video is that you really should be specific with your naming conventions. The more specific, the better. So invoiceTotal is better than data as a variable name. Also, use domain words. So for example, if your application is in the banking space, line item and shipment might be good, but not thing or manager. Booleans should be written as questions, such as, is admin, has access, should retry. Variables should be written as nouns, so payment, for example. Functions should be written as verbs, such as process payment. And finally, whenever the behavior changes, keep the names aligned with what the code does. I hope that helps someone today. Happy coding!